Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Laurel Huston, the creator of body mapping and the founder of Reflections Inside and Out. Thank you so much. If this is your first time joining us live, then tell us in the chat box. If you are in the Body Mapping with Laurel Facebook group, please introduce yourself. We love to meet new women in here. It is a safe place to be in here. Hey, Shauna. And as always, what is body mapping? I want to make sure that people know what this is. So, because I've had a couple people ask me, is this the same as body talk? I've actually never heard of body talk until people started asking me about it. So, because I had 3 people in the same week ask me, I guess I'll look into it. I have no idea what it is. So no, as far as I know, this is not the same as body talk or body code or any of those other things. Body mapping is something that I created after 20 years of working with women, studying anatomy and physiology, becoming extremely proficient in body language reading, in energy healing, and just putting it all together. So body mapping is literally the map on your body that the universe left there to help you know and understand who you are. So the reason I teach it and the reason I love it is because body mapping is all based on proportions and symmetry. And when you're out of proportion versus in proportion, that tells me certain things about you. And this is one of the reasons why I love it. I can measure my body, and my body will tell me whether I'm in or out of proportion. And then that tells me a characteristic about myself. But when I use my body to measure myself or to measure you, I'm always wrong about who you are and about who I am. Because my thumb measures my eye, but my thumb will never correctly measure your eye. So I actually I'm doing something a little bit different today because I want to talk about what gratitude and being in gratitude actually does to your body. Because for so many women, when they start their journey of body acceptance or self-love or self-care, or any of those words that get thrown out all of the times, they think that it's like this, all of a sudden you flip a switch and you're at this higher level, or that until I love all of me, then I'm not doing something correctly. And I want to just take a couple minutes and address that because it's November and there are a few things that I absolutely love about November. First, I love pie. Not that you can only eat pie in November, but that is like my official Thanksgiving job is to make pies. I usually make between 15 and 25 pies for my family, and I love to make pie. So cream, and they're all made from scratch. The crust and all, even like the cream pies, I make from scratch. It just that is my creative place. I love it. The other thing that I really love about November is that everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, the people in my circle tend to take the month of November and they do a 30 days of gratitude. And so I don't know where you are on that spectrum, but whether you have thought to do that or not, I want to invite you to join me in 30 days of gratitude. So what does that look like? I'm actually going to grab my husband's clothes. Okay, so I just went on Canva and I made this. My husband's name is Matt. It says, today I am grateful for. And then there's 30 lines. And I will actually post this in the Facebook group, minus all of the color. It'll just say, today I'm grateful for. And then it says 30 days of thank you. And I'm going to post that in the group because I want you guys to print it off. And more importantly, I want you guys to every day, instead of saying, oh, I'm grateful for indoor plumbing, or oh, I'm grateful for the fall leaves, or I'm grateful for pie, whatever it is, I want you to pick a body part. Today I am grateful for blank part of my body. Now, listen to my wording. Because so many people, when they get into the self-love space, they go into, I love my belly, I love my arms, I love my eyes. And every part of you is like, no, you don't. And your body, oh my goodness, your body gets so offended because your body's like, if you loved that part of you, why are you so mean to me then? Why don't you drink enough water? Why don't you get enough sleep? Why don't you put some lotion on me, for goodness sakes? So when you start to just go into, I love this and this and this and this about myself, your brain and your body both go, well, if this is how you show love, we don't want it. So if you are going to say, I love this about myself and I love this about myself, then actually show it love, care for it, take care of it. So this is something that I have learned over working with thousands of women that's kind of like an in-between step. So one of the first things that I actually want to talk about with this is that there is more than I hate my body, flip a switch, oh, and now I love my body. So first off, you don't have to love the whole thing all at once. You can love that you have long eyelashes and still hate that you have excess belly fat. Okay? You can love that you have naturally curly hair, and you can be indifferent about the fact that you have very white teeth. Okay? You don't have to love all of you in order to love yourself, because there are things that I absolutely love about myself. And there are things that I'm like, that still needs some work. So that's the first myth that I want to kind of pull apart here. The one thing that I will encourage you, the place to start, because everyone always says, well, where do I start? This will sound weird, but I encourage you to start with your skin. Can you love your skin? So I want to talk just a little bit about skin for a second, because in body mapping, skin represents a lot of different things. And so it would take me multiple videos to cover everything that skin covers in body mapping, but I do want to offer this piece. If you were to close your eyes and close your mouth, every part of you is covered in skin. When your eyes are closed and your mouth is closed, every part of you is covered in skin. So if you can love your skin, that is a way of teaching your brain, your body, and your spirit that you love all of you. Love your skin. Love the skin you're currently in. Not the skin you had 20 years ago, not the skin you wish you had. Love the skin you're in. Your skin literally holds you together. Your skin is an indicator of when you've done too much, it tends to dry out. When you're overworking, it tends to get oily. Your skin is an indicator of how you are dealing with life. If you have breakouts, regardless of where they are on your body, acne, breakouts, boils, all of those things, that is your skin trying to tell you that you have unexpressed rage that needs to come up and out. When you get hives or rashes, your skin is trying to tell you you're irritated with something. So if you're looking for a place to love, where do I start? Learn to love your skin. Love the skin you're in. Take care of the skin you're in. Get a dry brush. Use, drink water with mineralized salt in it so that you actually are getting all of the vitamins and minerals that you need. If you live in a desert, use some lotion. Okay. When people are starting their journey of self-love and they come to me with body mapping, I tell them, love your skin. And if you're like, that's all of me, I know, but it's just your skin. It's not your fat. It's not your muscle. It's not your hair. It's not your arm. It's not your nose. It's your skin. So if your skin is too much, then just love the skin on your hands, or love the skin on the underside of your arm because it's soft, and pick somewhere. I actually love that. That's actually a really good example. I actually love the skin right here on my arm because it has hardly any hair and it's just soft, and it's always like it's the perfect temperature. And when I'm sad, like I will actually find myself like petting myself on the inside of my arm right there. I love my skin. And so I know for some of you, you have had your journey with your skin, and some of you are just starting your journey with your skin because it's getting wrinkly or it's whatever. But if you're looking for a place to start loving all of you, then learn to love your skin. Okay, well, what if you can't love it? Then these are the steps I take my personal clients through. Start with just observing. So everybody who's on the call right now, pick a body feature and just type it in the chat. You know, what body feature are you willing to just observe from neutral? What can you observe from neutral? Because that is something that observing from neutral means you're not declaring it good or bad or right or wrong. It means you're just saying it is. Because I can say I have blue eyes and no one would argue with that. They'd be like, yeah, you have blue eyes. So that is looking from neutral. Freckles, I love that. Oh, there's a question. Okay, so Haley, I will do a separate video that goes all over skin because skin is anything from cellulite to moles to wrinkles to freckles to scars to stretch marks to like what I do skin in my 20-week course. Skin takes 2 classes. It's like a 3-hour conversation. So for right now, just love the texture of it, love the color of it, love a piece of it. Okay, so we've got freckles. What else do we have? Inner thighs. Cool. Okay, so you're just going to look at it from neutral. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not right. It's not wrong. It just is. Okay. So you can look at your nose and be like, I can accept that that is my nose, that these are my cheekbones. But here's what looking from neutral or observing in neutral doesn't look like. That's my nose. My nose is crooked. My nose has blackheads on it. Oh my gosh, how long has that been there? That's not looking from neutral. That's not observing. Observing is, I have freckles. Observing is, I have a chin. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. It just is. I have shoulders. I have broad shoulders that make it so hard to buy clothes. If you instantly create a story around the feature you picked, you went out of neutral. Neutral is just, it's that. It's neutral. So when you are looking from neutral, get to the point where you can look at whatever parts and pieces of your body you're struggling with, that you can look from that part or piece from neutral. Not that you love it, not that you hate it, just that's part of what I am right now. I nursed 3 babies and my breast grew in when I was in 5th grade. So I have stretch marks all over my breasts. Looking from neutral is saying, I have stretch marks on my breasts. Not looking from neutral is saying, oh my gosh, when my breasts are not full of milk, my breasts look like a ball in the bottom of a sock. And they're all stretched out, and I'm creating a whole story, and I have all of these details and all of these whatever. Okay, that's not neutral. I have stretch marks on my arm. I have a pimple. I have whatever. It's neutral. It just is. Because so many people that get into body mapping and really want to start studying it, this is the first piece. Because as I tell you what it means, if you are looking from good or bad or right or wrong, you will actually look at yourself and try to find you'll say, oh, I actually have this shape of eyes, and everyone else is like, no, you don't. But because you want that characteristic, instead of just taking that on as a characteristic you can train yourself to have, we try to change our shape and our pieces. How can I get info on your 20 a.m. course, please? Oh, 20-week course. Okay, I was like, I'm not sure what that is. What did I say? Okay, so I will answer that question at the end. Let me make myself a note. It's actually interesting that you bring that up, Haley. I had a really big download this morning when I was getting ready. Okay, so after you have observed from neutral, and that is just, I have stretch marks on my breasts. I have acne scars on my cheeks. Um, right now I have I had an accident and I drilled through my finger, so I'm missing part of my fingernail. That's not painted. There's no fingernail there. So looking from neutral is me just saying I'm missing part of my fingernail. Okay, so then there is, you go from observation to accepting what it is. I can accept that I have extra fat on my tummy. That doesn't make it good or bad or right or wrong. Me saying I have fat on my stomach, I'm still not, oh my gosh, I love my stomach. I love the fat on my stomach. Nope, I have fat on my stomach. I'm still in neutral, but I'm accepting the fact that that's what it is. Then you create what you want it to become. Because no amount of thinking yourself into something is going to change you into it. And I'm all about declarations, don't get me wrong. But you have to observe it, you have to accept what it actually is, and then you have to decide what you want to create it into. So as I say, I want to create it into blank. The key to all of this is gratitude. Gratitude for your body actually will heal your body faster, will heal your mindset faster, and will heal your dis-ease faster than love. Because, and this is why, before I get blasted for this, you will only accept the level of love from others that you give yourself. This is why so many of us are longing for connection. We can be surrounded by people who love us, but we hate who we are. And so no matter how much they try to show us love, we will push it away, we will reject it. And the more that you say, I love this about myself, when someone compliments you on it, you just say, oh, thank you. But if you have something about yourself that you can't look from neutral, when someone says, oh, your hair is so beautiful, I wish I had natural curl, and you hate your natural curl, you've fought your natural curl your whole life, you will say something like, oh my gosh, I hate my natural curl. It is such a pain in the butt. Okay? Instead of just saying, I'm really grateful I have hair. You're accepting that you have natural curl and you're grateful for it. So this sounds simple, but it's not easy. So for those of you that are just jumping on, I'm going to post this in the Facebook group, and it's just, you can download it. It's just, I made it on Canva. It's not, you don't, but it's today I am grateful for 30 days of thank you. Each day you're going to pick a body part. This isn't I love it. This isn't I accept it. This isn't even I'm observing it. This is I am grateful I have fingers. I am grateful I have a nose. I am grateful I have teeth. I am grateful I have hair. And I want you to feel the difference between being grateful for your body versus I love my body. Because most of you aren't at I love my body. But if your choice was to not have a hand or have a hand, you can find gratitude for having hands. Is this making sense? Because so many people try to jump straight to love. And you know what? It doesn't work that way. You have to have gratitude. It's easier to have gratitude for something than it is to have love for something. So I'm giving you a middle ground, okay? You can have gratitude for your teeth even if you don't love your teeth. give me a thumbs up or some kind of that you're understanding what I'm saying here. Because I'm doing something today that I said I wasn't going to do, and I'm going into mentoring instead of just giving info. So I kind of went on a limb today and I chose to do a little bit of, I call them lift up and let go techniques instead of just straight information. Because I realized I can give you all of the information in the world about body mapping and about your body, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's not going to help you. So the levels that if you are actually trying to love your body, you first need to go into observation, observe, and neutral. I call it looking from neutral. Then you go to accepting what it actually is. Okay? Accepting doesn't mean staying there. If you are 200 pounds overweight, you don't go, I accept that I'm 200 pounds overweight and I'm not going to do anything to change that. I accept who I am. No, you're accepting that at this moment in time, that is where I'm at. And then I am going to have gratitude that I have the ability to become something else. Feels like a sneaky way to keep someone from leaving their body. Yes, it helps people stay in body. So can I go total woo-woo? Because I'm pretty sure most of you are okay with it if you're wanting to learn body mapping. The vibration of gratitude is actually a vibration for most people. Gratitude is higher than love because most of us have not mastered the skill of unconditional love. When people talk about vibrations and they talk about love is the highest vibration, unconditional love is the highest vibration. Most of us haven't reached it. So there's unconditional love, there's gratitude, and then there's acceptance and loving and all of the things that we're actually capable of doing. So for most of us, going into a state of gratitude actually raises our vibration higher than the state of love most of us have an understanding of. Now, if you can actually practice looking from neutral, it trains you how to have unconditional love because you have neutral love. You're not seeing someone as good or bad or right or wrong. You're not seeing your hair as awesome or ugly or hate it. It just is. I am teaching you how to have those higher levels, those higher vibrations of love. Because people don't teach that. They just tell you to have it. And then you go, that's great. Now what? Here's what. I'm grateful I have fingers. I'm grateful I have toes. Okay, so if you get caught up on I'm grateful for versus I'm grateful in, I'm grateful I have. I'm grateful I have toes. I'm grateful I have skin. I'm grateful I have teeth. Imagine that for a minute. I'm grateful I have teeth. What if you didn't? Could you love the teeth you have if your option was none at all? So I'm not trying to oversimplify this. I just want to give you a slight perception change as we start this 30 days of today I am grateful for. Okay. I am grateful I have is another way of saying it. Because we just started what I call sugar season. And in Utah, it goes from October to Easter. And depending on which city you're in, if they have parades all summer long, then you have year-round sugar season. But sugar season does something to us physiologically, mentally. Most people use sugar as a way to numb because it just messes with our head and it messes with our body. When you can go into gratitude, you actually will crave sugar less. When you can be in gratitude, you hold better boundaries because you can be grateful for someone, but you can be grateful that they live far away. So you don't invite toxic people to your home. I am grateful I have blank. What are you grateful you have? Start with your body. You have more than 30 body parts, I promise. So I hope that you will accept this invitation. this invitation to spend 30 days picking different parts and pieces of your body and just saying, I'm grateful I have. I'm teaching you to look from neutral. I'm teaching you to accept rather than focusing on all of a sudden loving. Because most of us, well, how do I want to say this? I'm going to choose my words carefully here. If you had someone in your life that for 20 years constantly talked bad about you, constantly betrayed you, could you all of a sudden, because of nice words, love them? Because your mind, your body, and your spirit are all there. They have betrayed each other. They have not listened to each other. They've been mean to each other. And now all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to love myself. How about just be grateful? Be grateful you have a mind. Be grateful you have a body. Be grateful you have a spirit. Be grateful. I am grateful I have blue eyes. I am grateful I have all 10 fingers. I am grateful I have the ability to breathe easily. November is a beautiful month that has such a high vibration for those who allow it to. I am grateful I have a heart and the ability to express desire. Oh, Michelle, that's huge. That's beautiful. So I hope that it was okay that I chose to mentor today instead of just give information. I hope that this is actually something that you can take this invitation to spend 30 days and pick 30 body parts and just say, today I am grateful I have, today I am grateful for, because it's so easy to talk about self-love, but to actually get there is a journey. It is a journey. So there's two things to this, and this kind of goes along with what Haley asked. So Haley was asking how you get involved in the certification course for body mapping. It's a 20-week course. So there's two things here. One, for those of you who are truly feeling like, oh my goodness, body mapping is something I really need to learn more about. Or you're like, I don't necessarily want to learn it, I just want to be body mapped. I really want to invite you to consider doing the Year of You journey with me and the other mentors that are certified in advanced body mapping. The Year of You journey is where we implement ways to release anxiety and overwhelm. It's all about creating the habits to keep you in pleasure and in joy. It is about teaching you how to improve your relationship with your body, your relationship with your money. I don't know how many of you watched the nose video last week. Your nose is all about money. And when you have a relationship with your nose, you have a better relationship with money. How to have a better relationship with your intimate life, with being and embracing that you are a sexual being. Women are the sexier sex for a reason. The Year of You journey is about discovering safety and strength in embracing that feminine side of you. We do body mapping in there. We have a retreat that is part of it, and we also have a 3-day event that is part of it. So that is something that if that speaks to you, it's a year of mentoring. And the reason that I say this is because I ask you to decide now if that is something you want in or out, because I say this with no meanness. If money is your deciding factor, you're not ready for it. So if you are ready to have an entire year where you say, I matter, I'm going to put myself first, I am truly going to learn to love who I am, then let me know and I will get you the information for that. Free options. Keep showing up here every single week. I am not going to stop doing. Someone was like, when you start doing live events again, are you going to stop your body mapping? Nope. I plan on doing this every Monday for as long as I can. If I run out of body parts, I'll just start over because I haven't been able to tell you everything about every body part. So don't worry about that. Monday mapping is not going to go away. If you have not started following me on YouTube yet, please there's a link in the comments here in this group. Please go subscribe and like that, because any videos that you miss in this group, they are going to be posted in on my YouTube channel, as well as a couple other bonus videos that I've started to create. One of them is on fair versus equal, because I mentioned that during the nose. So a lot of the bonus content that you guys are asking me, because I'm pre-recording it in other places, it's just going to go straight to the YouTube channel, so that I don't have to do a Facebook Live every single time, but I will let you know when that gets posted. With the certification course, this morning when I was getting ready, I kind of had two ideas that came to me, and I figured, why not just ask? I've got you guys here, so let's see what you guys would rather have. If there is enough interest and I can find a place that will allow it. I live in St. George, Utah, so I'm close to Vegas. There's actually an airport that flies into St. George, so location shouldn't really be a big factor, but I used to do live in-person events, and body mapping was a 3-day class. I taught mentoring techniques. I taught you how to look for neutral. We went through the entire body, all of the meanings, all of the measurements, all of the parts and pieces of you. I want to do that again. Right now, I am looking to do that in February or March. If you would come to a live event, I'm going to put a poll in the Facebook group, and it will just be, yes, I would come to a live event, or no, I wouldn't. It would be a 3-day class on body mapping. If you are in the Year of You journey, you automatically have a ticket to that and the retreat. So let me tell you what the retreat is, because I was so excited about this. So for several years, when I had my own office space before I moved, I did what's called the Looking Glass experience. And what the Looking Glass experience is, you actually stand on stage and I do a body mapping of you, tell you what your features are, all of that kind of stuff. And then we find the emotional block that is preventing you from having the relationship you want, having the money you want, the thing that's literally stopping you. And we process it right there on stage. And it's usually a small group, but I want to, at the retreat I'm doing, it would be a 4-day retreat. It would be all inclusive. I have an amazing chef that comes, have massage therapists that come. So it's not a seminar where we sit and drill information at you. It's an actual retreat, like relax and get pampered. And in between all the pampering, we would do looking glass experiences for each of the people that came to the retreat. So here's part of that. The retreat, all of the people who are already in the Year of You experience, the Year of You journey, the retreat is included for them. And so they are already going to get a looking glass experience at that retreat, but that means that there's less than 10 spots left. So the retreat is not until, it's like a year from now. It's not until next September. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, because I would love to have all 20 people there. And if that is something that you're like, I want to get mapped. I want Laurel to tell me, and this is what your eyes are. This is what your fingers mean. This is what the shape of your waist and all of that means. I love doing it. That's why I started doing this in the first place. But if you are in the Year of You journey, it's automatically included. If that is something that you're like, I just want to come to the retreat, then stay in the group, because I will post details. I'm going to open registration for it right after the new year. So just kind of keep that in mind. And in the meantime, keep showing up every Monday. Watch the videos on YouTube. More importantly, this is actually probably the video that will get the least amount of watches, that is the most important one. Look for neutral. Start just observing your body. Then you can accept it. Then you can create it into what you want it to be. It is hard to go from I hate blank about my body to I love this about my body. But it is possible to say I am grateful I have. And gratitude is such a high vibration. Gratitude is an easy way to stay in body, to align your mind, your body, and your spirit. And it is what keeps people healthy. So I practiced this with my children. We went on a hike last night, and I have a 3-year-old, and he was like, I don't want to leave. And I said, instead of being sad that we're leaving, Can you be happy that we came? And that is kind of my final parting to you. Instead of being sad that you don't have the stomach you've always wanted or the hip size that you've always dreamed of, can you be happy you have the ability to move? Can you be happy you have that belly that holds capacity for so many things? Can you be grateful that you have a body? Can you be grateful for each part and piece of it, inside and out? It's not just about loving your body. Are you grateful you have it? So for those of you, I am going to post this file in the Facebook group, print it, 30 days, today I am grateful I have. Pick a body part, and then throughout that day, touch it, feel it, look at it. So if day one is, I'm grateful I have blue eyes, then every chance you get, you pass the mirror, you look at your blue eyes. You take a picture, you look at your blue eyes. If the next day is, I'm grateful I have hands, then every chance you get, anytime you use your hands, you just say, I'm so grateful I have hands. Every time you pick up a pencil, I'm so grateful I have hands. Every time you type on your computer, I'm so grateful I have hands. Just that body part that day. Just love that one part. Be grateful for it, whichever you are capable of. So if it's love, I love this part of my body. If you're like, I'm grateful I have it. One part per day. Show it some love because you are worthy of love. Every part and piece of your body is worthy of love. Are you grateful for your body, even if you don't love it? I am grateful I have. I love you, ladies, and I hope that you can actually put this into practice over the next 30 days. I would love to, if at the end of November, those of you who do it, take a picture of it and post it in the group. I think that would be so awesome. So I'll remind you guys along the way to do that. Have a fabulous day, and we will talk to you next week.